So section 2.2 has a few questions that are similar to this, where you've got a bunch of data in a table and you need to construct a frequency distribution. And so in this one, what they want to know here is the class 0 to 1.49 just means how many of these data points are somewhere between 0 and 1.49. So for example here, this first one is, second one is, third one is, fourth one is, this one's not. But if you were going to sit here and count them all up, it would be really hard to keep track of where you were and which numbers you had already included. So there is a way to do it in Excel. If you send the data to Excel, if you click on that and then you open up the file, it'll download it and then you'll open it in Excel just by clicking on it. And when you do that, your Excel workbook will look something like this. In this case, it exports it into a bunch of 5 different columns of numbers. And in order to sort them and count them more easily, you're going to have to move these over so that you've got everything in column A. And so to do that, start with column B, click on the top number to highlight it, and hold your mouse button down and then drag down to the bottom of that column. So you'll have selected all of the numbers in that column. And then you're going to cut and paste them so that they're over in column A just below the numbers that start out there. So there's a number of ways you can cut and paste in Excel. If you already have a way that you like, then you can do it that way. I'm going to use the little button shortcuts on the top. So I'm going to cut here and then put my cursor into the cell where I want the top number to be and then click paste. Then I'm going to repeat that with the other columns here. Cut and then scroll down just enough to get down there and paste, and then back up to here, cut and paste, and then the last column, cut and here we go, paste. Okay, so now all of my numbers are in one column and now I can sort them. So that's the advantage of having them all in one column. You can sort them from lowest to highest. To do that, first I clicked on the A, the column header, and that automatically selects this entire column of numbers. And then I go over here to the right where it says sort and filter. So I'm going to click on the down arrow for that, and then I'm going to sort them smallest to largest. And so that gives me the smallest number on top, and then as I go down, the largest number on the bottom. And so for the first group, it wanted all the numbers between 0 and 1.49. So what I'm going to do is select the smallest number and then drag down. So keep the mouse button down and drag down to the largest number that's still in that range. So anything that's 1.49 or below. And then it just wants to know how many of the numbers are in that range. In this case, it is 11. You can kind of see that over here, but for your next grouping, that's not going to be as obvious. So there's, obviously you could just count them up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But also somewhere in Excel, and this seems to vary depending on the version of it, but for mine it's down here where it says count. Count tells you how many cells you currently have selected. So for me that's 11 right now, so that's all I would need to know, and then I'd go back to the homework and fill in that for the first one. And what I like to do just to keep track of which ones, like where I left off, which ones I've already used, I just highlight those cells so I don't end up accidentally recounting them again. And then if the second group, I think it's a little bit different for everyone's homework problem. Um, it, it would start with 1.50 because that's the number that's right after 1.49. And I think it would go to 2.99. So again, I would select my first number, the lowest one that fits that range, and just drag down to the highest number that fits that range. And now if I look under my count, it says 17. So now I know I have 17 numbers that go into that second group. And then I'm just gonna highlight those. You can make them same color or different. It does not matter. That's just a matter of like marking them. And then if the next one was 3 to 4.49, would go down to here. There's 7 of them. Mark them. And then 4.5 to 6.0 would be here. And that would be 10 of them. And then if it was 6 to 7.5, it would be these last few here. And there the count is 5. So those are the numbers that would go into each grouping.